one, kick it.
Alright guys, on the left hand side we have Team Glorious Glaurung again on Stitches, Taronda being played by ZPs, Syracuse on Vala, Soma playing Lumberjack Uther, and we have Tychus being played by Cathan Luck.
Boom. And on this dISSENt squad, we've got Jexia on Arthas, Nick running that Rhaegar Ghost Wolf hiding underneath the Tassadar, Blue Fox on Tassadar himself, Supra on that Zeratul he's subbing in this week, and then to follow it up we have Insider on the Falstad. And we have to pause for just a second to get our audio back. Boom. Alright, let's get it back going.
I'm at 44.
43.5. Let's go.
Alright, good enough.
I got you. I got you.
You know,
Going up to the watchtower.
Team dISSENt is the red team, but everybody on their team is blue.
Oh, wow.
That's
Do
some
they,
color coordination right there.
Yeah, I mean, that is... I mean, Super's a bit green, but, you know, he stands out. He'd rather camouflage with the map than his team, you know. It's a personal decision.
And this is a very interesting thing coming out here from Team Glorious. They're kind of very spread out across this entire map. I mean, they're kind of matching what dISSENt has as well, but actually it looks like we're going to have very soon the chests spawning.
Yeah.
And once those do spawn...
Yeah, Team dISSENt putting
like
some pressure in the mid lane, like, in order to secure the chest, while they have the 3v2 advantage there, but we see Glorious at bottom with the 2v1 advantage, so they're probably going to end up trading chests here, each team getting one full chest, and then just going with that. That's pretty common nowadays. You see teams not willing to commit the full resource and actually end up potentially losing players or, you know, getting killed, stuff like that. That's a big downside if you try and actually fight over the chest, so you just end up trading them where you have the advantage in players in order to go into that early game equal no matter what.
And a scary kind of thing right now with, oh, actually, let's talk about real scary. ZP's being hard engaged. Arthas does get the Howling Blast on ZP's, and there's 3 coins there.
Yeah.
For Team dISSENt.
That is a big loss for Glorious there. When you start with that swapping, each team getting 1 chest, that puts both teams 5 coins away from getting the turn in. But when they steal 3 coins, all of a sudden all they have to do is take small coin camps, and they can trigger the first turn in really easy. And I don't think they're going to be able to get the counter kill on Blue Fox up in this top lane. Oh, huge grenade coming out, and some body blocking.
Oh,
Almost.
no, Blue Fox just barely
Almost.
able to get out of there alive. And Team dISSENt is now up to 9 coins total on their team. Sorry, 11 coins now.
Yeah,
total
Super
on
just
their...
turned in 7.
And so it's going to be 7 in. They just need to get one of Jexia's 4 coins in. They are grabbing Siege Giants at the same time. They're sitting in a really good place right now. They're going to have a lot of map control with those Siege Giants, as well as the ability to probably get a turn in, or at least get some trading damage with those Siege Giants pushing bots.
Yeah, definitely in a good place right now. Team Glorious, not really getting too much. They're trying to take these top coin camps. They have the advantage 4 against 2 in this top side of the map, while Arthas and Falstad are near the bottom part. So they're going to be able to secure those coin camps for sure and get experience from these lanes, but they're going to have to do something about these ogres on the bottom, because this push is about to get really scary as Insider and Super ahead for those knights and use the bribe.
Well, keep in mind that everybody is at the same level, and it looks like actually Cathan Luck, Syracuse, and ZPs are going to be pressuring down this mid tower. Now, if they take out one of the towers in mid lane, if they do get a turn in, the turn in will actually kill the keep, kill the fort that's right there. If you don't take out one of the towers, it doesn't take out the fort. It leaves it with a certain degree of health.
Yeah.
So there's one of those incredibly important little tidbits about this map. And it looks like they are going to get that tower. Now they're going to feel like they're going to need to get that turn in.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
now they definitely have a defined fort down if they do.
Yeah. The Arthas just turned in some extra coins, and that's going to be the last 3 coins that Team dISSENt needed in order to get the bombardment here. And it's going to do heavy damage to this front, but like Shem2 was saying, it's not going to be able to kill the fort on its own. So you're going to see dISSENt probably group up here in the mid lane and look to push that last bit of health off of the fort while the bombardment is going, or shortly after, because you really want to get that experience edge so you can get to level 10 first. That's the biggest bonus of getting this early bombardment.
Well, let's take a look real quick at bottom lane as well. Taking a lot of heavy hits here are the towers. It's actually, there's only 1 tower left. Gate is down. Insider just kind of poking around. Glaurung just kind of slamming his giant meat cleaver down on those creeps, but trying to just kind of defend the onslaught from this Falstad, as well as the Siege Giants from before that we were talking about. Now Jexia and Supra have 7 coins yet again to turn in.
Yeah, so Glaurung just playing pretty defensively here. Going for this chest would be a bit of a mistake given that there are 3 people down here. I would like to see Team dISSENT definitely gets this chest, but Team Glorious needs to get in position to actually threaten something here. They're finally getting 3 people down to this chest location, and it looks like they're going to try to pick out Insider. He goes down to the Tyrande stun and the overkill by Tychus. And it looks like they're going for Arthas. Arthas has a lot of health here and the healing from Rhaegar. I don't know if they can do this.
Oh, I don't know. There is a slowing totem and Jexia does go
Huge.
down 10 coins going out here for Glorious.
Huge grenade there by Kothanluck, nailing the Arthas directly back into the team like that. It's such a small window of range on that grenade to get a perfect knockback like that, and that was a huge, huge play by them. Cleaning out the coins on their side of the map, triggering the bombardment, gonna get this fort as long as Tassadar doesn't get there to shield it, and even then it probably gets it anyway, and that's gonna get them level 10 as soon as that dies, so they're looking to make a play here, and you can see Kothanluck playing hyper aggressively on Blue Fox in the mid lane to get some aggressive damage on him so that they can't defend easily, and we're gonna look to see Glorious take advantage of this level 10 to level 9 as soon as this fort goes down.
Now the question is, what are they going to do to take advantage? I mean, are they going to go for any type of major camps and possibly go for Grave Golem, or are they just going to try and push down yet another one of these forts?
Well, the Grave Golem is the only mercenary up on the map, so it's a possibility, but even with a 10-9 advantage, it can be scary fighting in there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go for it, if they just look for a pick here. Like Blue Fox right now, kind of in a bad position. Glaurung able to look for a pick here, over the wall with the hook and the gorge. Oh, Nick
Beautiful
getting
work here
swallowed up.
Glaurung is going to get Nick, and Nick's going to get immediately eliminated. There's a bunch of coins going right back to Glorious yet again.
That is the level 10 to level 9 working, and it looks like now they're going to force the Grave Golem now that they have a 2-man advantage. Huge play by them. This is a really aggressive line. They could have taken the safe route and just done damage to the towers in the top lane and then gone and turned in. That would have been really safe. It would have gotten rid of the coins on themselves, and it would have guaranteed the fort kill. This gets the Grave Golem, and it's possible, though, that dISSENT, with their ultimates that they just got from hitting level 10, it's possible they fight them at the turn-in. Super getting picked off here would be really bad, though.
Oh, that was very, very close. Yeah, if Super got picked out here, I mean, that was going to be a massive advantage there for Glorious, but they did not quite get it. Super was just a little bit too quick with his fingers to get out of there. Yeah. Got that blink out of there.
As long as he stays in the top lane, though, dISSENT can't contest this turn-in, so it's very possible that Glorious just slams another turn-in here. They have plenty of coins. You can see 19, 21, 23 coins right now on Team Glorious, and they're just going to turn in 12 and end up with another bombardment and take down this top fort and get even further ahead.
With that Grave Golem, that's going to be that top fort as well.
Yeah.
And now they're 5-manning bot lane. This is going to be 3 forts easily for Glorious in the beginning of this game.
Yeah. Glaurung goes for his cheeky hook onto Insider as he barrel rolls through the gate, but doesn't quite make it. He doesn't care, though. They're just going to clear out those ogres and put a lot of pressure down here with their 2-level advantage.
Now there's the Shadow Stalk, just seeing where exactly dISSENT is.
Yeah, definitely they want to know, while they set up for these knights, they want to know if dISSENT gets out of position. Maybe Glaurung can get a hook through the gap and snag someone, allowing them to go pick off for free. If that doesn't happen, they're going to be a little more hesitant about taking the knights, but with a 2-level lead that gives them a talent, they're definitely interested in taking this fight.
Now here comes an engagement. Super gets immediately gorged. There is a shock and all, but doesn't really do too much damage. Now Soma is getting focused down. Uther is down and out at this point, but Uther's trait will allow him to stay alive. There's Jexia getting stunned yet again from Uther, and gotta say, Glorious getting really good picks in these team fights. Blue Fox taking a lot of damage from the Odin.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Glaurung got a pick there on Zeratul. He gorged him when he was already low, so as soon as he came out, he died instantly to the strafe. And normally, if you use your hook and gorge and trade 1-for-1, it's not actually that good for you. But because Team Glorious lost Uther, instead of losing anyone else, like Team dISSENT lost Zeratul, Uther sticks around for that team fight for a few seconds, and actually was really important to swing that team fight in Glorious's favor. So even though we're kind of trading 1-for-1 with that initial pickoff phase of that team fight, it ended up in Glorious's favor because of the Uther passive, and it lets them get another turn in here that's going to punish dISSENT by losing another fort, and now Glorious is taking a really hefty lead in this game.
Yeah, there's going to be yet another fort down. Now, what does dISSENT need to do to start taking this game back? Do they need to start getting a bunch of turn-ins, or do they need to start getting some jungle presence?
Well, the thing that dISSENT's team fight, the thing that dISSENT's team composition, does better than Glorious is probably full-on 5v5 fights where nobody gets picked. With the Bloodlust and the Arthas and the Archon, it's very likely that they actually win full-on 5v5 team fights. Now the problem is going to be getting into range and attacking this Team Glorious without getting someone picked off or without Uther denying the engage. That's going to be the hard part. We really want to see dISSENT get a 5-on-5 if they can even out the talent gap. Alternatively, Insider using some of the Falstad global presence with that fly to get extra map pressure could be really important too, but that's kind of hard to swing on this map once all the mercenaries are down, which you're seeing happen right now.
Well, looks like there's going to be a little bit of a night-on-night action going on at the top lane. Is this going to be a point of contention? It looks like there's going to be Team Glorious moving on up here. If they clear out these Knights, and they're going to have a nice little free pushing Knights as the Mage now just heals. And there's a nice pick. Unfortunately, it is an Arthas. Super does throw down a Void Prison to allow the rest of Team dISSENT to get in here very quickly. Blue Fox does get Void Prison as well. A beautiful shotgun all does hit all of Team Glorious. Lauron gets completely obliterated. Jexia is still alive, is going to get taken out though from Syracuse and ZPs. A very, very close hawk shot is going to not take out.
So close.
There is a blink.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was, he was definitely scared seeing that hawk shot comes in, and he might actually be caught here. Because he chose to go left here, even though he has blink, he might get caught as he tries to round this depending on the angle that Tyrande and Demon Hunter go. Hawk shot really close again.
Yet again, just
they saw the shimmer. They saw the shimmer. He's going to try and run out through here. The fort won't attack him since he hasn't been revealed. But it looks like Cawthon and ZP is trying to hunt this down. Now, he's actually... Super's wasting a lot of Team Glorious's time here with this chase. They could have taken this chest earlier. They could have possibly turned in. There's all sorts of things they could have done with this team fight win. Even if Super goes down here, it's not that bad for Team dISSENT because honestly, he wasted a lot of Team Glorious's time and bought time for his whole team to revive, deal with some mercenaries in the top lane. Not a bad decision necessarily to make them follow him on that merry-go-round chase.
The scary thing is that Team Glorious is now level 16, where Team dISSENT is still only level 14. Blood for Blood now coming down here for Vala, as well as Fishing Hook on Stitches, which is going to allow Glaurung to get a couple more greater picks from greater distances.
Yeah.
He just needs a scouting eye, and he can get a beautiful hook and pick off somebody just a little bit easier, which is going to pretty much just assemble Team dISSENT if he does get one of those picks. He did just try just there, but unfortunately not going to get it.
Yeah, not quite enough range there, and that's fine. He's just zoning them out of that area. They've got a bombardment. It's going to do heavy damage in this mid lane, and they're going to look for either another pick before their next team fight or some mercenaries to solidify their pressure, because you don't really want to run in to the enemy's keep and start attacking it, especially with the Stitches. It doesn't play to Stitches' strengths, so they're going to look to kind of dance around as these mercenaries pressure so that maybe they can get a pick on somebody who's out of position.
Yeah, and they're playing this incredibly perfectly, exactly as you said before. Here's Glaurung just waiting right there. There's a couple of danger pings. It looks like dISSENT is very wary of where Glaurung is.
Yeah, keeping tabs on him is going to be crucial to their victory this game. If they want to come back, they have to know where Glaurung is and not get hit by the hooks. And it looks like Team Glorious just going to toss in some more coins, not depositing all of their coins, especially ZP's leaving those 6 coins in there. Probably wasn't enough to trigger another turn in, and he's okay holding on to them.
Although it's not. They're up to 7 out of 18 coins, and 6 out of 18 is not enough.
Yeah.
Or an extra 6. An extra 6 is not going to be enough. They are going to grab Giants, which is more and more coins, and they can just really just kind of run around and just keep picking up coins. dISSENT is incredibly scared of those Glaurung picks, and I mean,
yeah.
At this point,
I think Team dISSENT thought they were a Grave Golem, and that's why they ran up here, and this is a really good position to be in if you're Glorious, because they had Watchtower vision, they saw dISSENT come up here, and this is a really fantastic place for Stitches to hook someone out, because you know they're committed. Here's the Bloodlust, Archon popped. This might be a bit early for the Bloodlust Archon. They're not able to connect here, and these ultimates, including the Army of the Damned, or Army of the Dead, are not going to be so good. So we're going to see them look to disengage, not get anything out of 3 ultimates popped there, and that's going to be huge because those are long cooldown ultimates. As soon as Glorious decides to push with his Grave Golem, they're going to have a huge edge in the ultimate department this team fight.
Yeah, I mean, this is really interesting just to see just how Glorious is playing this game. They're playing it incredibly patiently. They're kind of letting the game, you know, come to them. They're waiting for those opportune moments. They're not going to try and force any team fights. They're not going to try and see if they can get any advantage through getting those 5v5s. Even though they have the level advantage, even though pretty much everything else is going their way, they're still just waiting for those incredibly safe engagements where they can just get 1 to 2 people out with that Glaurung fishing hook, and it's possible that he's going to get one right now. There is a super who's a little bit too far out. Is there going to be a fishing hook? No, there is a reveal on Glaurung.
Ooh, hits the gate. No hook there. They've got a lot of coins now, though. They could go turn in and get a bombardment and secure this keep, which it looks like is what they're going to do. They now are level 17 to level 16, so they're even on talents with Team Dissent, and they're not interested in taking a head-on fight without an advantage. So if you don't get the pick, you just pull back, go do an objective, get some mercs. Meanwhile, Team Dissent's up there having to deal with that huge Grave Golem push, and so they get a free turn in.
And not only that, but they have 2 sets of knights up as well. I mean, if you look at top lane, they have their knights up, and then they also have the bottom knights up. And they could easily make this a double pressure point on Team Dissent. Now, Team Dissent is playing very, very cautiously. They're trying not to force anything as well. They know they're at a disadvantage. They barely just getting level 16 right now, and they just need to really kind of buy their time and see if they can find an engagement that's going to be favorable for them.
Yeah, and now Team Glorious has kind of not put enough pressure on, so all of the ultimates are actually back up for Team Dissent. They basically did what they wanted to do. Oh, huge pick there by Glaurung, enormous hook onto Rhaegar. He gets Void Prison, so this is going to be an interesting one. Team Dissent's in position, they have some ultimates.
Nick is going to be focused down pretty quickly, but there's the blood loss is going to allow Nick to get out of the fight. Unfortunately, it looks like Super is going to get immediately disintegrated. Nick going to have to back up. Jexia taking too much damage. Cough on Luck seems to be the focus point of the entire Team Dissent, but does not take out even his Odin. And now Team Dissent's down to 2 people.
Oh, Owl, Nick? No, not quite.
Oh, just barely missed.
Very close. Very close. Almost caught the tail end of him there. But
the tail end of the wolf.
Yeah. Team Glorious actually taking a fight there that looked bad for them at the beginning. They end up with a 3 for 2. Nick managed to escape, despite the fact that he was the one who was hooked. But the fact that Team Glorious got the advantage there and managed to pick up a whole bunch of coins off of that, and they're going to get some to turn them into, and there are knights pushing, or this puts them in an even further behind spot. They're still up a level on experience. I'd be willing to bet that that's quite a bit of experience, more than just 1 level. And now that all the mercenaries are up on Team Glorious' side of the map, they're just going to be looking to take those and really safely secure even more of an advantage.
And really, with these mercs, I mean, they can just kind of let them push, see where Team Dissent is, and decide either let's go engage there or let's go do something else. Yeah. And that's exactly what they want to do. They just kind of wait for those opportune moments yet again, and just really wait for Glaurung to get that hook that's just going to make it. And that's what we saw in the last team fight. Nick got hooked, and that immediately forced Team Dissent's hand. They had to pretty much engage or die. And
absolutely.
That's what happened there. And when you're forced into team fights, it's obviously not going to be as good as if you force the team fight on somebody else.
Absolutely. Here we see another bombardment for Team Glorious, just forcing so many objectives, crushing, like grinding Dissent out here, just using the coin camps, all the mercenaries on the map. They're monopolizing the map pressure. Got another hook there. It's on Supra. This is going to be interesting. And he dodges the first stun, but goes down to Cawthon Luck's overkill. And that's going to be a power play for 50 seconds for Team Glorious. And the Void Prison down for another 50 after that. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do here to try and make the most.
This might be just a death push. There's 5 men of Team Glorious now pushing down into the middle lane. It looks like they're going to split up for a couple of seconds and actually help that bottom push and make that another keep. And if they can get all 3 keeps, I mean, this is pretty much going to be the nail in the coffin here for Team Dissent. There's not much they can really do if there's 3 keeps down, because they just have to constantly defend.
Yeah, especially on this map, once 3 keeps are down and you have to defend all your lanes, the threat of that bombardment is just so huge. There's nothing you can do about it. And now we've got level 20 for Glorious against level 18 for Dissent. They're down a man for 10 more seconds. They're just in a really rough spot. And it looks like we're going to see Team Glorious pull back here, gather some extra coins potentially, and maybe decide to take the really secure route to victory, which is get another bombardment, and then end the game with that cannonballs still firing.
So, to note really quickly, Team Glorious needs 22 coins. Currently, they are at 2 plus 7 plus 1 plus 13 coins, so they need another 9 to actually finish off this game. And actually, that is one thing that happens on this map, is if you get the turn in, there's no keeps up, you will win the game.
Unless it's late game, because now the core is scaling health. Yeah, exactly. We're nearing the point, around 20 minutes, at some point is the break point where the core doesn't quite die, but you just run in, hit it a few times with some lumberjack axes, and it falls over, just like a rotten tree. So, Team Glorious getting in position here to get a pick. They know that Team Dissent cannot contest these knights. Glaurung fishing for a blind hook, and I mean, we're just going to see, unless Team Glorious makes a mistake here.
This might be the engage that dISSENt is waiting for. They have to make something happen here. They almost feel a little bit desperate here, just trying to make this team fight work. And there's the bare miss of the hook. Super just barely getting outside of that.
Yeah, very close. And it looks like Team Glorious is going to force the issue at the Grave Golem. They know that they have wave pushing bottom and mid, so they're okay with the fact that dISSENt has the Knights, but if they give them a fight here in the Grave Golem pit, this could be a real concern, because that's one of the only ways for dISSENt back into the game is a full 5-on-5 where Glorious can't run. Their best hope is probably to Zerg it right now and go for it, but it doesn't look like they're going to get here in time.
Oh, I don't think so. It looks like the Grave Golem is going to go in favor of Team Glorious, but dISSENt is still posturing around. Are they going to back up? Yes, I mean, that's... Oh, no. Supra actually goes for the Vision Tower and does get caught. There's the Gorge on Supra and the Blink backwards. Cloudworm just waiting for it to happen. And there is Supra getting immediately eliminated here. Now Team dISSENt has to deal with 4v5 situation. And Glorious is pressing the issue. There's a beautiful stun on Blue Fox. That's going to signal for Blue Fox's deck. And here comes Soma. Does get the Divine Hurricane on Insider. However, Insider still does have the barrel roll. It does get out of there. Nick trying to keep him alive using the slowing totem, the Earthbind totem.
Ooh.
A blind hook from Cloudworm, but not enough. And oh, cheeky. Uses the tailwind to get away.
Now, here we are with Team Glorious with a 5v3 advantage on the core and the Grave Golem. This is going to be the end of the game. He just popped Odin. They know this is a death push. They're ending the game. The nuke even on the fountain because they know they don't need it. This Grave Golem this late in the game just way outscales the core and is going to be able to take it down as soon as the team shows up to DPS with it. So, fantastic end to that game by Glorious. The clutch Grave Golem at the end there to force dISSENt to take a fight that they couldn't win. Well, they had the 20-19 advantage. Really good play.
That was beautiful. That was really well played there by Glorious. They just, you know, it shows that passive type of gameplay is really what you need to emphasize if that's, you know, the type of game, especially if you have a Stitches on your team. You don't have to really force anything, and possibly that's the real counter strategy to the issue on a Stitches. Unfortunately, I know one team found out quite the opposite, is that if you force the issue on a Stitches named Dung Train, you're going to get 4-gorged. But
they weren't level 20, or they were level 20, but if you fight against a Stitches, this was really okay. It's getting late. You can see it's getting dark. Anyway, if the Stitches is level 20, you do need to check his talents, because if you have multiple melees going into that Hungry Stitches can cost you the game. So really interesting.
All right, guys.
Really
so that was our fourth and final game for the night. That was Team dISSENt versus Glorious Gaming. Glorious Gaming, of course, taking the win there. So we had an amazing set of matches today. What the hell's going on with my hair?
Well, we are also actually going to have an interview here right quick. We have the ZPs himself about to make an appearance on ECS. I don't believe that he has a microphone, so I think it's going to be just us here. I mean a webcam. Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's fine with me.
They're the same things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do I do this?
So while you're doing that, I'm going to give a quick recap of today, which was week 2, day 1. We had the first game, which is Snowflake. Recap of the results as of right now. Snowflake is currently 3-1. Wildfire is currently 2-2. Glorious is 2-2, and dISSENt is 1-3 for the first group. And for the second group, we have Symbiote at a current 4-0 ace over the group. Tempest at 2-2. Clairvoyant Gaming at 2-2, and 2Arc at 0-4. So
yep.
That's currently where we are. ZPs, I see you are now in our stream. So how you doing, buddy?
Yo, what's up?
Video games. In fact, you just won one.
Yeah, you just won a video game. How do you feel? Well, an old video game that I think you played yesterday.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, well, yeah, okay, let me just try and channel how I felt back then. But yeah, I mean, it felt good playing that game. Obviously, you know, a little bit in flux. Other teams' roster not solidified at all. And but you know, still played through it. Got the chest, some basic blackheart strategies. Needless to say, that one is a much more of a patient sort of grind your opponent out one, rather than you know, in your face comp, which is more common in the meta right now.
Yeah.
And are you guys playing with this type of composition a lot, or Because I don't think I've seen Stitches too often on your team. I know you guys are very fond of the double tank, but
Well, as much as I'd like to say that, hey, we're, mixing Stitches in more and, it's just us, reality is that maybe it hasn't showed up in the ESV games yet, but in scrims recently, everyone's been running a lot more Stitches. Recently, the meta has been the Arthas Stitches show. They've been very prominent, either picked or banned in practically every game.
Yeah. I've seen the same thing. So, you think that Stitches is more valuable than Arthas here because you let them get Arthas in order to get Stitches? Would you say that's accurate, or you just felt like that was the way it turned out?
It's sort of trying to get value out of being second pick. I mean, arguably, this has sort of been the trend, but people are finding ways around, or at least ways of minimizing it. But conventional knowledge has been first pick has had the advantage because then you're guaranteed either Arthas or you're guaranteed Tychus, and both are phenomenal heroes, and it's hard to go wrong with either of them. But the other option is that you don't ban either of them, and then you get either Arthas or Tychus plus extras. And each team, it kind of varies. It seems like a preference-based thing, whether teams hate on Arthas or hate on Tychus. Really just depends.
Yeah.
fair enough. So, how are you guys feeling currently in the division? I believe you guys are doing pretty well. Oh, you're 2-2. So, how are you guys feeling in the division right now? You're tied with Wildfire. Do you see a problem with your position right now, or do you think you guys are going to be able to pull us out and get into at least second place?
Well, I feel very confident in our team. I always have from the very beginning going forward. So the ESV games are best of one, so there's going to be some blips. Obviously we could have done a bit better in week 1 than we did, but I feel pretty confident in week 2. I mean, well, there's one game, and then we'll see how the second game goes.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about heroes. You've been streaming a lot now. Do you see that there might be a problem? Like, do you stream your scrims as well, or?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's not all the time, but so generally speaking, my streaming is segmented into 2 different parts. I have my, sort of early morning to afternoon stream, which is sort of a more laid back, I'm going to explain stuff as I solo queue, play with viewers type stream, not, the super serious comp stream. And then, that's sort of where I interact with the stream the most, have the most commentary. And then, at night is when, around like, 7 or 5:30 PST. I wanted to say 7:30 PST, but I'm thinking 7:30 my time. But yeah, 5:30 PST. That's when I'll turn on the stream and have less interaction with the viewers, but oftentimes have scrims up and whatnot. It won't be every night they have it on, but certainly plenty of nights during the week we do the scrim stuff on stream.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
So,
very nice.
So how are you feeling with the new picks in Team Glorious?
The new
New roster changes.
It's sort of a touchy subject. I really don't like talking about the details in general, and I think I'm just going to leave it at that. But I do think, Glorong or Super the Glorong is, somewhat of a lateral. Both are phenomenal players. I love both of them to death. Super especially, known him for 6 years. Again, part of why I don't want to talk about stuff that happened. So
Fair
I'll
enough.
leave it at that.
I wasn't getting into that. I was just talking about just how you guys
Oh,
are doing.
well, in general, I feel like the team is still in a very good place. Let's put it that way.
Okay, cool. So Dunk, do you have any other questions for ZP?
When are you getting a webcam, bro?
Hang on, let me answer that with the handy new emote that has just now been added to my stream, in the stream chat, no less.
Oh,
Please.
Awesome.
Is that the soon TM? Yeah, the soon.
Oh, very nice, very nice. We have the casual soon TM. CP's reason not for having a webcam to join us on the ECS. That's fine, buddy.
No, I mean, I
You
will get
have-
one. Honestly, I sort of have procrastinated on it a bit, and it's like, okay, I need to get a proper webcam, get the proper setup, or otherwise, I don't want to be one of those guys that just, like, turns on the webcam and is just like, it's a webcam from 1997 with, light blaring into the room, and, did not
Hey,
take
my
a shower that day.
webcam's got duct tape on it. It's still ticking. We're doing good.
Your webcam doesn't matter. It's all beard.
This is true. This doesn't take much
Beard
to
cam,
capture
it's
the
not a
beard.
webcam.
Yeah. All right, man. You have any shout-outs you'd like to do? Maybe we can catch you on social media, see where you go live, stuff like that.
Shout outs, of course, stream at ZP_TV, Twitter at ZPS TV. Wait, I think it's ZPS. This is how horrible I am at my own Twitter.
You can actually look at this stream. It's down there. I got you.
Is it underscore? I don't think I have an underscore on Twitter. No, just ZPS TV on Twitter. Bam.
Oh, on Twitter? Really?
Boom.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's just, honestly, I'm not one to tell you my daily thoughts in there. It's just like, I ate chocolate today. It was tasty. It's like, no, I pretty much just treat it as a almost business type thing, mentioning the stream is on. I mean, I could do better at putting more flavor stuff on there. But for now, it's sort of the, stream alert thing, not using the Twitch stream alert system.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I mean social media.
All right, man. Well, thank you for joining us. Fantastic game there against dISSENT. Look forward to seeing more of your games in the ECS.
Yep. Same to you.
Thanks.